Hello and welcome to the program. We all have big moments and organize great events that we want the memories to last for a lifetime. Catching those big moments on photo and getting the pictures to tell the story is the key. That is when those we call professional cameramen step in. Our guest on today's program is Mr. Brinsly Medame Ewang alias Brins Image. He is a professional cameraman. He hails from the southwest region of Cameroon. He is married and father of 2. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, David. Thanks for having me.
Now, when you came to America in 2006, being a professional photographer was not your dream career, but you have the story that kind of funny, I should say, but that story is the reason why you cannot get a camera off your hands today.
When I came to the United States in 2006, like you said, it was really, photography was never a passion I even felt. But when I discovered that, or we discovered that we were pregnant for our first son, I was extremely excited and I wanted to record every minute. So I went and bought myself a little camera and I would take pictures of my wife every single day. It wasn't until about the baby came 4 months down the road and I had to store all these pictures into the computer. And then she had to save a simple document and she couldn't. And she said, "Why can't I save a document? I'm sure all your pictures have been taken over the months." I said, "Of course." And come to find out, the hard drive was full with all my pictures that I took. And that's when she said, "If you love photography that much, why don't you do it professionally?" On my birthday that same year, she bought my first camera.
Today your pictures are appreciated by many. Did you get any formal training? How did you get your expertise?
You know, I started taking those pictures, innocent pictures. But once she bought the camera for me on my birthday and I realized that I couldn't use it effectively. You know, I would take pictures, but they weren't coming out the same way like a professional as well. So I thought, you know, this thing is obviously a machine. I might go to school and try and, you know, get a formal training how to use it. So that's how I went to PG Community College. I did a whole program there and I had a certificate in photography. And it's a very robust program. They teach you almost everything: photography, lighting, posing, the camera itself, the business side of photography, and also how to market yourself, pretty much.
The job of photographers has been hijacked by or taken hostage by people I will term amateurs, because somebody will go like, "I prefer to get my cousin to take my pictures for my wedding. It's going to cost me about $50 or 25,000 francs." While bringing somebody like Brinsly or Brins Image is going to cost me a whole lot more. Now, I think there is some amount of competition that comes into play. How do you survive it?
You have to always be willing to learn. I mean, everybody was an amateur at some point, but you have to figure out that to make yourself improve in the market. The competition is there, of course, but once you dedicate it and push the envelope, you see that your art grows with time and people get to appreciate your quality.
I'm talking about appreciation. What makes you unique?
Well, what I think makes me unique is that I bring life into my clients. There are certain little things that I do, as much as showing up in my bride's suite in the morning of a wedding, coming out with a nice boombox and a nice song playing on the background. That's something I do because while in photography school, I learned that people's reaction is always very jovial and natural when you listen to music that they love. And think about it on your wedding day, you listen to the best music that you love, you will give me the smile I'm looking for. I think how you package your product is very important. But at the end of the day, the client has to receive whatever product you have to give them. That's where the whole album thing comes up. I have a whole extensive collection of albums, but what is common between them is that it is done in an archival quality. What I mean by that is that your pictures are actually engraved onto the album itself. Depends on the quality. Some of them are really hard, and some of them are not as hard. But these pictures, once you package them this way and you open them,
it's like a book.
Yes, it's like a book, like a magazine. Something as simple as your makeup. I always advise do a dry makeup. And the dry makeup means that meet your makeup artist the day before or 2 days before. Let them do exactly what they would do on your face on your wedding day. So you can do a tryout.
Yeah.
And I like to show up there so that sometimes my life will behave differently on different makeup. So that much of attention to detail actually is what makes you see the quality that you're seeing.
Can you throw more light about your job as a professional photographer in America? What are some of the realities of professional photography here in America?
One of the realities here is that photography is it's a billion-dollar company or industry, I'll say. The competition is real. You have to create your niche. You cannot do everything. I specialize a lot in weddings. I also do portraits. But I've done some real estate work. And you can tell that once you go out of your niche, you know, you tend to be everywhere. But when you get your niche and really perfect it, the clientele keep coming. In the United States, the beautiful thing here is that there is a lot of access to quality equipment. Even if you need whatever you need to perform the job, you have the access to the equipment. You also have access to information, which sometimes you might not have otherwise.
And talking about equipment, it takes a lot of equipment to be a professional cameraman. Here with us, we got an idea of what it takes or what you need to have to be a professional cameraman. Can you just explain to me some of the gear? What do we have here?
Yeah, we have here, I pretty much shoot Nikon. If you want to carry that camera in your hand, you can see how heavy it is. Yes, that's what I call my workhorse. You have in your hand a Nikon D4. It's one of the high-grade industry camera. I like that you handle that.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah, I'm just making myself feel like a paparazzi.
Yeah. So I shoot with a bunch of different gear, but basically you have to go with the top-notch quality. Equipment is very important. If you don't have, you cannot go to the farm and not get the right equipment to work in.
Why this lens? It's long. It's
well, that lens, I call it my candle lens, and the reason I call it that because it would take pictures from several feet away. Sometimes, like in a wedding, you don't want to be in the middle of everything. I shoot very unobstructively. I don't like to be noticed during the weddings, so this allows me to achieve that. Also, I have a bunch of other little lenses. For example, this one I call my wide angle. It would take an entire church building in one shot.
Wow.
Yes. Very, very beautiful in perspective. In imagery. And also, you want to have a backup camera. As anything, these cameras can fail. So you always want to have a backup in terms of electronic equipment. If it fails, you have a backup to go with. But I always shoot with 2 cameras anyway. I have a bunch of flashes. And if you notice, this flash is just like this one. But this has a little bit of attachment. There's a reason for that. It's a lot that goes.
The wide attachment,
Yes, it goes to the how light behaves to the body. If you know that light could be your friend, it could be your enemy. A picture can be destroyed by light, it can be fixed by light. So those are all the fuses I use. And you always have to have a backup battery. These things consume so much battery, so it's always good to have a backup. And this I call my pocket weasels. They are radio wave triggers. Especially when I shoot international, like especially in Cameroon. The lighting in all the reception hall is not always the best. So I have all the studio lights that I come with, and this helps me to hook up to my camera, and I can fire the flashes from wherever they are, and I still get a beautiful picture like I get over here.
People do have a preconceived idea or a preconcept of the kind of pictures that they want during a photo shoot. How do you get your client to give you the best pose?
So as a photographer, you have to be very sensitive to that. In photography school, we were taught that no 2 women would do the same pose and love it. If somebody is really, a thinner stature, there's a way they stand, and that will make them taller, and as opposed to heavy set females. So hand motion, how you touch your spouse.
Yeah.
It's very, very, you have to make it, I'll put it this way, you have to put the passion in the picture.
Okay.
Because if the passion is not in the picture is plain. And I've seen pictures where you can definitely improve it just by you giving me that tape.
Yeah.
You have to engage your client. Find out something that they love. Find out something that makes them tick. And when you get that, some people it's music, and some people it's just a particular person in the family being present. You know, these little things.
Apart from the client, what is the most ridiculous position that you've taken as a photographer to get that image?
Oh, I remember I was in University of Boyer grounds. We were actually around the parish. It's a church right in University of Boyer. And I'd taken all the pictures for that day, and I had this one shot I had to take. But for where we were, the vantage point couldn't let me do it standing up. So I had to go on imagine I'm in tuxedo. I had to go on my belly, and I shot from the ground up. And that picture actually was the last picture on the couple's album, and they love it to today.
Let's talk a little bit about your clientele. Who are your clients? I know you told me that you focus more on weddings, but I believe that you have other clients. Do you work with corporations?
Oh yes, I do work with corporations. I've had a couple of real estate contracts that I've done. But it's a big company in Washington D.C. They own about 7 or 8 federal buildings.
Yeah.
So they manage them. They want to create the whole portfolio. So I had to go there and take all those pictures. Also, freelance to take pictures. You know, in Cameroon, I've had some interest. I've done some pictures for hotels, schools. Also, what I've realized is in Cameroon is that we don't have beautiful pictures of our cities. Yaoundé, Douala, these are beautiful cities. And I've seen other pictures of other cities that are incredibly beautiful. But I couldn't find none for our beautiful Cameroon. So I thought, last year why don't I try that out and see how it works out. So I came with one of my flying cameras. Pretty much it's a drone. It's a camera that's on some kind of a flying equipment. But with the drone, it's very easy for you to sit right on my iPhone, and I launch it right up, and it will go right up, could go about a mile up, and I can get a bird's eye view, and I have some incredible bird pictures, especially of the new bridge, the new bridge over Vuri. So I think I'm the only person that has an image of that bridge during construction from the air, and the entire port of Douala. Photography is gone a different level. Governments can actually use it to plan things. For example, a Ministry of Tourism or Cartography, I think they have one in Cameroon. They can actually use my images and pretty much every asset, every other ministry in Cameroon can
Ministry of Tourism
can use it to give a different image about Cameroon.
The country,
you can also use it for agricultural reasons. You know, sometimes, especially cattle grazers. So it's a wealth of other things that you can do, especially with area images.
Talking about clients, you said you work with individuals, you work with governments, corporations, and business places. But I want to ask you, who has been your most high-ticket, extravagant, chic client?
We're in a tough spot here. I don't want to name names, but I think all my brides come in beautiful. I'm just lucky to have had very, very uptight brides. And not that I handpicked them, I think that they handpicked me. And it just happened that every bride that has come to me has wanted to push the envelope. I've had brides that have taken me to the high sea. You know, we went all the way to the ocean.
Wow.
They wanted that look.
Wow.
And I made it happen for them. And some have taken me to the horse farm. I've flown to Colorado and we rode horse into the jungle. So depends on how you want to tell your story. I'm willing to go there with you. So every client, every bride comes with its own little edge, and I love it.
And are you trying to tell me that you can work at any budget?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you still have to run a business, and I realized that I have certain levels of packaging. I'll put it that way. That could be the reason why your budget will be different. But what you always get from me, all the time, every time, is the quality and the commitment.
You said the camera opens many doors,
Right.
and your camera can take you places. Can you tell me, you've already said that you've been to the high sea, you've been to farms, you've rode on horses, and you've been to extraordinary places. But there is one place that stands out in the world, the White House.
Correct.
Where the President of the United States lives. You have had access into that house.
That's correct.
How come?
Well, by the grace of God, I think I never thought I would be in that position. But thanks to the Cameroon American Council,
Yeah.
I was contacted to cover a Cameroonian layman who was given the Presidential Medal of Honor in 2013, and I was one of the official photographers. So that's how I had clearance to shoot in the White House. And
How was that experience like? You were this close to President Barack Obama.
Oh, yeah.
How did it feel?
I mean, it felt intimidating. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had some chills. At the end of the day, you had to make sure that you don't. It's the one moment you don't want to mess up.
Yeah.
So I was well prepared, and I'm happy that I was able to get that experience. It's nothing like being in the White House.
We talked about the White House as being an incredible experience. Should I say that is one of your best moments, or you do have a best moment? Because I'm going to ask you later on the worst moment.
Well, yeah, White House was certainly a highlight for me. I'm not gonna say no, but I think that one of my best moments when I had my first contract in California. I got called by an agency that just saw my pictures from nowhere and said, "Oh, I want you to take a picture of our model." So they flew me out there. I was in a nice hotel. It was really beautiful. It kind of gave me a little urge, like, okay, it looks like I'm doing something that is making some interest out there. Worst moment? I'm not going to ask that question. Well, it's always not good when you schedule a wedding and then the wedding can't take place for whatever reason, because emotions run into weddings. But I've had a client where we were just about a month to the wedding and the father passed away. Yeah, so we had to postpone everything, and I mean at that time you could feel it for the client. So what we did was just reschedule for the next year. And I didn't have to charge him anything, and I made sure that I was going to be available for them.
What advice would you give to somebody who wants to take professional photography seriously?
The first advice is that you have to look at it first of all in a passionate way. Coming in it as a business, if you put business forward, what you will rob yourself with is the ability to want to learn. What I know today took 10 years to build up, and because I had that passion to keep learning, and I never stopped learning, I still do learn every day. So once you have a passion going, the next thing is network. You have to meet other photographers. I have photographers that are actually working with me right now, both in Cameroon as well as in the United States, especially Penjo. It's one of a very good friend of mine. We share ideas, we share equipment, and that kind of collaboration is always good, because at the end of the day, the things that I don't know that I'll learn, and vice versa. So it's always a learning curve.
All right. Now you have 2 jobs, a wife, 2 kids.
But the correction, I have 1 job and 1 passion.
Okay, fine. Okay, you got 1 job, 1 passion.
Yeah.
It's taking a lot of your time. How do you find time for your home?
Oh, you absolutely have to balance home. And anything you do, you cannot not put family first. So they're always first. What I try to do is I have a very supportive family. Sometimes my son actually comes with me to photo shoots.
Wow.
And that's very emotional for me, because he actually helped me with lighting, for my equipment. So it's nice to know that. And of course, my wife she made me discover it. So I give her a lot of credit. And also, just the fact of the matter is that if I can not compromise family time, I will keep doing photography. And so far, I'm not seeing that compromise family time.
Yeah, tell me about your 5-year plan. 5 years down the road, what do you see yourself doing?
Well, 5 years down the road, one thing I want to do is, I love the individual lions. Someday I want to be the official photographer.
Wow.
Actually, you know, I mean, there's nothing as being there and capturing history. And I think every time they play is history. So that's how I look at it. But moving forward, the bigger plan is to be able to bring my art back to Cameroon. I think that my US clientele have had quite a good amount of myself, and it's time for me to give back to Cameroon. So I'm looking forward to building a team. And this is for anyone in Cameroon. If you're willing to learn, if you have a passion for photography, go to brinsimage.com. I have a Facebook page, Brins Image. My Facebook handle is Brins Image. Also, my Twitter handle is Brins Image Photography. Give me a contact when I come down. We can network. There's a lot of things we can learn together. But I think that there's a lot that the Cameroon photography industry can grow. There's a lot of things that I think can be done better. That as a photographer, you're hearing this information, that you can benefit. University of Boya is my alma mater. My hope is to come down there especially and maybe talk to the school. In the United States here we have a department for the arts.
Yeah.
You know, I did my training in a college here. So why can we not have that department down in the University of Boya and have people that have that passion to develop it and bring quality into the country. So that's kind of my vision.
I like that. Welcome to TikTok. Your strength.
My strength, passion.
What are your weaknesses?
Failure.
Can you film a woman giving birth?
Yes.
How do you tell a lady she's poorly dressed?
I think a little bit of both.
One thing nobody knows about you, even your parents, wife, or kids.
Oh, that's a hard one. I'm very passionate about music. I don't think that's the best answer, but
If you were not a photographer, can you tell me about your plan A and B, or plan B and C rather?
I'll be a coach.
Okay.
Plan B?
Yes. No, we're plan B, now it's plan C.
Plan C. Oh, hard one. I think I love kids. I'll be a daycare. I'll work in daycare.
Okay. Alright. What do you miss most back home?
Oh, I miss the weather.
And friends back home, can we have 3 of them, their names?
Yes. Bea Leonard of FM 105. Coco Elango of MTN. And I'm your trans. You are very, very mind-boggling. Okay, let me get this one. All my friends will be crazy right now. I can't remember the name. I have to choose somebody. Well, my friend just got married. They call him Prince.
Can you film a dead body?
Yes.
Can you take a nude photo of a client?
Yes, with my wife's permission.
If you had to choose one, would you consider yourself a big picture person or a detail-oriented person?
I think a little bit of both.
Can you tell me one thing that nobody knows about you, even your parents, wife, and kids?
Oh, that's a hard one. that I'm very passionate about music.
And talking about music, any music on your mind?
I love Charlotte Dependent.
Okay, let's try it. Let's see if you can sing that. Okay, there we go.
Oh my God.
Please, this woman can come and sue us if you continue. Can you speak the dialect?
Of course.
Okay, go ahead.
It's how are things, then you respond, things are going very well.
And how do I say that?
If I say chamukan, then you tell me meka buam.
Meka buam.
Good.
Alright, that's it.
You did good.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brins Image. Thank you. It was an honor having you here in my program.
Thank you very much for having me here.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of today's edition of the program. I will see you next time.